Alright, y'all, so what's up? You know, we kind of haven't really been consistent with the segment, but we're trying to get it back in motion. So here with my guy Harmon, and we're going to go record a Widebody 350Z. So yeah, excited for that. Anything you gotta say?
I'm excited for the car because it's wide-bodied. I really like wide-body cars. Besides that, hopefully we get to drift it. Not us, but hopefully he gets to drift it and we're in the car.
Yeah.
And then we'll just talk to him, have a good conversation, and see what happens. Welcome guys, this is Car Builds episode 2, and this is Louis 350. Alright, so I'm just gonna ask you a couple questions. It's interview style. We can keep it casual. You wanna make jokes, whatever it you know, we're gonna do it like that. So I need to know the story of this car, how you got it, what made you want to get a 350 instead of any other car out there.
Yeah, when 350 came out, I was in college and I was like, damn, the Z had been gone forever because 300ZX, they stopped making it in the late 90s and they came back out with the 350 and I was like, oh damn, I really want that. And you know, I just made a real big goal of mine to get it. And then finally in 2008, I had enough money for a down payment to get a brand new one. And I picked this one up in Puyallup. And yeah, that's where it all started. It went from stock. It's a base model, so it had like, you know, the small, cheaper brakes, and there's no cruise control, bare minimum, no navigation, none of that stuff, because I planned on upgrading it all myself.
Okay. How much did you get it for? Like when you first bought it brand new?
When I first got it brand new, it had 11 miles on it, and I got it for $28,000.
Wow, that's crazy. If you don't mind me asking, how much have you spent on the car?
Oh man.
And then could you just go over, like, let's say the top 5 most expensive things on the car?
Well, number 1 is the Rocket Bunny kit. I got everything except for the rear diffuser and the wing for the Rocket Bunny, because I had my own kind of style to it. So the first top expensive thing was Rocket Bunny kit. We installed it ourselves, me, my dad, and my friend E. We cut it up at my dad's garage and you know, did 1,000 measurements, made sure it was right, you know. It's a legit Rocket Bunny kit, and pretty crazy how good the fitment is just, you know, alone with no bodywork. It was pretty insane. So that made it a little bit easier. Second most expensive thing is probably the wheels. Most people have, like, you know, some kind of floss in wheels or some kind of, you know, chromed out or gold or whatever, but I really wanted to keep it straight like Japan with the Volks, and I've always loved TD37s, and then just like coincidentally they came out with a wide deep dish TD37 like right after I got the kit, and I was like, oh my gosh, I hope that fits. And I just did like the measurements and decided what kind of tires, and everything just worked out.
So I'll ask 2 more questions and then we'll switch to Chris. Question number 3 is, do you plan on doing anything else to this car?
You know, I went on and off for years about boosting it, because that's about boosting it and getting a roll cage are probably the only 2 last things left to do on this car. I've got all kind of undercarriage bracing, like, you know, the 4-point brace, the rear brace. I got adjustable rear and front sway bars. So suspension wise, it's pretty stiff. But yeah, I'd like to boost it, but that money I had to use towards another goal that I wanted to do.
Yeah, that's a pretty nice goal, man. Not gonna lie. All right, so let me ask you about your interior, because I'm a huge interior fanatic. What have you done with your interior?
Yeah, interesting thing about the interior. So it was just like all black. It's kind of messy, but it was all black, right? And I got these Sparkos with the red stitching. And then you got the Workspell quick release with the Sparko steering wheel to kind of match. And then my wife, actually, this was all black stitching. My wife, we took out the black stitching and my wife hand stitched every single thing over with red. Even the knee pads guarding right there behind the steering wheel, she hand stitched all that.
All right, hey, what's up guys? So we're here with Loui, and Lewis, right? Or
Louis, everybody calls me Louis.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, no, it's all
we'll
good.
get the hang of it. So I wanted to ask more questions about like the car scene and kind of like how that influenced like the build and whatnot. Because obviously, like, you know, you probably saw like someone else's, or you saw like other people at the time, and then you like kind of like were like, okay, I want to do that or something similar to that.
Yeah.
What's really like the inspiration behind, you know, what you have now?
Okay, well, I mean, it all started with Gran Turismo. As it does for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And then just moved on to that. Fast and Furious came out.
Yeah.
And then, you know, all those crazy cars all modded, and it just kind of gets you into it. And then, you know, by the time my career kept picking up, I finally had money to actually do stuff. And started going to the car shows. This thing was stock, so it was just like, and then, you know, there was actually a green car that Team Menace had that was like all tricked out. I think they had a Bellside kit on or something, but it was super sick, and that was a big inspiration to me. And then also, you know, the Nissan 350 race cars that you'd see in the magazines. I get Modified magazine, and, you know, any of the old school magazines, and you just sit there and obsess about it, like, oh my god. And you know, that's pretty much it. And yeah, the Rocket Bunny kit took me a long time to make that decision because I was kind of on the fence about it, but I'm glad I made that decision.
That came out really, really nice. Thank you. What would you say is like, so if you didn't get this car, what would you say was another option that you had at the time? And do you regret not getting that, or are you like completely like happy and satisfied with this choice?
This was like my dream car, like when it came out. Like I really wanted that car so bad. You know, before this, I wanted a Toyota Celica, but when this came out, it was like, holy cow, I really want that car. So there was no other car in my eyes that I was planning on getting at that time.
How has the car like changed you, or how do you feel like you've kind of like changed after getting the car? Like, you know, a lot of people kind of go into the scene like, you know, they want to do looks or they want to do speed, or, you know, sometimes some people go away from like the speed factor and kind of just want to be low and slow. Like, how do you feel like the car has changed you?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. I feel like I have evolved with the car. You know, in the beginning, you know, it's stock. I like to smash everywhere. When I first got it, you know, we didn't have any kids. We took a road trip to my wife's family in Nevada, and, you know, we just like cruising the back roads and just smashing. And you know, as time went on, I spent more money in the car. At first, I wanted to build it for track, but then the more money I put in the car, the more I was like, I don't want to ruin the car on the track, you know. And then it slowly evolved into just a cruiser. You know, I like to take like mountain roads and all the twisties, and it's just a fun car to drive now. And also I do like the little car shows here and there.
That's nice. Well, I think that's about it really for questions that we had. I mean, if you want to do any shout outs or anything to anyone who helped, or even yourself, you could.
Big shout out to Rev Motorsports in Oregon and ISR down in Oregon. Rev Motorsports actually sponsored me for a long time when I was living in Oregon, and a lot of the parts were because of them. You know, they helped out a lot. They installed a lot of the suspension and all that stuff. And then ISR did all the body work and the paint. And I can't thank those guys enough. And then also my crew, Team Innovations, I've been with them since I got the car. And
that's a long time.
Well,
that's a loyal group right there.
We'll leave all of his like social media handles in the description, so you guys could, you know, show some love and follow the build. And appreciate you for coming out.
Cool, thanks you guys. Thanks for taking the time out to come chat and check out the car.